Sonic fans, we need to talk. Like, now. Because there's something I want to get off my chest about something in the franchise that I just wanted to make a video of now. And, yeah, here we go. So, I've been a Sonic fan since, I think, 2018, when I got introduced to, many of the other Sonic games that come out. I think my first Sonic game was either Forces or funny enough, the first ever Sonic game ever created, Sonic the Hedgehog, on the Sega Genesis. But once I got introduced to games like Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Generations, my love for the franchise became clear to me. I love this franchise, and I stick with it pretty much since then. But as I got more into the fans and, the fan base of this franchise and more playing the games, I started to notice something that really just bothered me throughout majority of my time as a Sonic fan, especially in this recent year. Sonic fans can't let go. What I mean by this is that when a thing is bad about a Sonic game and almost disaster breaking, fans just keep bringing it up. It's something that generally bothers me, because it's a game before that was bad, poorly received by many of the fans, or just got very disappointed by. And then they'll just never let it go as the years go on. And there are two examples that I wanted to talk about for this video, and I'm pretty sure you already know what the examples are. Well, probably one anyway. The first one, and probably the most infamous one, Sonic 06, or Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. This game was supposed to be a next-gen experience for Sonic the Hedgehog, bringing in the adventure-style formula into next-gen consoles like the Xbox 360, PS3, all that good stuff. It was even marketed as one of the best Sonic experiences ever made. But when the game came out, oh boy, it was anything but that. What we got instead was a rush product made out for sales, made just for the holiday season for Sonic's 15th anniversary. At least, I think it's the 15th anniversary. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, because Generations is the 20th. But still, this was a rush product, mainly to be cashed out for holiday seasons. And let's just say fans were furious, downright heartbroken. This caused a whole separate thing to happen during the franchise. It would start Sonic's career as nothing more than a shitty franchise. And that was all it was for a decade. After the release of Sonic 06, pretty much every other game in the 2000s was poorly reviewed. Sonic Unleashed was a mediocre game at the time. Sonic and the Secret Rings was a Wii game with bad motion controls, and Black Knight was a mediocre follow-up, but better than Secret Rings, but just a little bit. As you can see by the trend of the 2000s era games, the games after 06 were mediocre at best. But then, something happened in the 2010s. We got the release of both Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations. And let's just say these games were optimally agreed to be one of the best Sonic experiences of all time. Maybe I shouldn't use poorly, but still. These games were marketed as Sonic's great return back into 3D after, the whole incident where...
that was never really actually there.
Sonic was never good.
Yeah. But still, back to the subject, Colors and Generations basically fix Sonic's reputation for 3D and his franchise as a whole, especially Generations. This was the moment back in time where the Sonic franchise was in a pretty good state. And then Lost World came out, and that just blew all of it away. Okay, well, Lost World came out, but it can't get worse, right? Then, boom, Rise of the Lyric drop. Oh, shit. Yeah, this was not a very good look for the franchise. Boom, Rise of the Lyric was about to be the same way as 06, damn near destroying the franchise. But then again, we also got the Boom TV show out of it, so I can kind of thank for that, because that show was actually underrated. But that's not the point. The point is, Boom was almost destroying. the franchise like '06. But the thing is, that's not the only other game alongside '06 that's got the reputation of games that are bad that cannot let go by the fans. Because in 2016, we got a big event by Sega where they announced 2 brand new Sonic projects. One of them means Sonic Mania, a hit back 2D classic game bringing back the old 2D formula from the 90s. But then, another announcement introducing a new 3D Sonic game from the same team that brought you Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations, the 2 games that practically saved the franchise. So, undoubtedly, fans were hyped because 3D Sonic was back, and most importantly, modern Sonic was back. And they wanted to see how the boost formula was. We got more teasers and trailers, and eventually gameplay trailers. And people were so excited for the game. This was going to be the best Sonic game of all time. But then, it came. November 7th, 2017 launch. And we all shattered with disappointment. That's right. Sonic Forces was about the same way as '06 was. It damn destroyed the franchise. And most importantly, it destroyed the fans. The fans, let's say, most of them thought the game was mediocre. But no. The diehard fans, they thought the game was abysmal. It was bad. Awful even. A disgrace to the Sonic brand. And that's why, ever since then, some of the fans can't let go of the constant fear that Sonic will always be bad. They'll say, oh wait, we can't get too excited for this game because what if it's bad? It could be just like Sonic Forces. So that's why fans just never get really that excited for Sonic game announcements. I mean, to be fair, they still do, but not to the same level as before. And that raises the main issue for me. Why do we keep looking back at these games? And can't we just let them go? Okay, I'm not saying these games are good. I mean, '06 was a rush mess of a game, and Forces is just boring. But do we literally have to keep bringing these games up for Sonic's reputation? Can we just move on to the future of the franchise? Because we all know Sega could be better. But since these 2 games damn near destroyed the franchise, it broke our trust. And speaking of that, one of the best Sonic channels ever made, or, well, not really a Sonic channel, but you get the point. Breck Effect actually made a really good video about the uncertainty of Sonic's future. He basically made a video saying, can we really trust Sega? And I thought that video was really well done. But what I really want to capitalize here is, can we, move forward from these games? Sure, we don't have to call them good or anything. You could call them bad. That's fine. But when you keep bringing them up, it starts to become just, it comes to a point where we get the game is bad. Just move on already. But no, some fans would be like, oh, it's Sonic '06 destroyed the franchise. We can't trust the game like Sega ever again. He kissed a human. Oh, and Sonic Forces. The level design is bad. Too straight. And we can never trust Sega to make good 3D boost levels. That's just how it feels like now. It feels like whenever something is done wrong in the game, it just feels like we need to analyze every single part of the trailer. We see it from Shadow Generations. Sonic X Shadow Generations announcement trailer. We immediately got people looking at the level design of Shadow Generation, seeing if it's on par. And then once we get to the first Radical Highway section, people might, but this looks like Sonic Forces. It's going to be bad, guys. It just looks like more Sonic Forces. That was just the first trailer, and people already said it looked like Forces. We didn't even get enough time to know the Shadow Generations portion of the game. It was only just the first damn level, and we already said it looked like Sonic Forces. I'm even guilty of being in that spot too. I was even considering ones that looked like forces. But now the game has fully came out, and look what it is. It's the highest selling 3D Sonic game of all time. Isn't that crazy to think about? Sonic Generations and Shadow Generations was looked down upon first. But as more trailers came out, the more people realized that Shadow Generations is not looking like Forces anymore. It actually looks like a worthy follow-up to Sonic Generations, or whatever that game was trying to be. But still, it was a worthy follow-up that was not representative by Forces because it was in the same engine as Forces and Frontiers. Speaking of Frontiers, let's bring that up a bit. Specifically, the cyberspace stages. Now, those stages are most closely representative of Forces because all they are straight lines. Most of them are literally straight lines. And that's people now. We can't look at a Sonic game anymore without analyzing, oh, let me see, is this game a straight line? Oh, yep, there's a straight line. That means it's Sonic Forces. It's just Sonic Forces again. It's just, there's straight lines. The game looks like Forces. That means it's not going to be good. How do we know? Like, generally, I get that we have all been in this fear position where we've all been, like, skeptical about a game, but we don't need to bring another game into this, okay? And if the game generally has real problems in its trailers, then we point them out. But when we compare a game from 2017 that generally had issues to a game that barely even gotten a second trailer yet, it just announced. Is that really fair? Like, generally. Look, I speak for everyone saying that everyone is entitled to their own opinions. But there's a certain point where we have to stop and think, how much do we have to literally just keep holding on to these games? Like, Jesus, Sonic Forces is nearly like 7 to 8 years old right now. And 06 is nearly 20 years old. Like, just let it go already. It's already been done. The damage is done. We can't do anything about it. All we can look forward to is the future of Sonic. What is look forward to the future? Because I know Sega is capable of making great games. I've seen them done it before. Stuff like Frontiers and Shadow Generations are perfect examples. Sure, they may not be the stuff we actually fully expected, but they're really good steps, especially Frontiers. And Shadow Generations was the point that, yeah, Sega can be good. And yeah, we can trust them again. To some extent. Now, I'm not saying we put all their trust on them. I mean, who knows? They could make a bad product. But let's just say that don't put all the fault on the other games that have been poorly received and just keep bashing on them for days on end. Like, Jesus, please. Just let them go already. We get it. They're bad games. But we don't need to keep saying that they're all bad for years. I hope this video cleared some things up, and if it didn't, well, so be it. That's my fault for laying out my feelings. It's whatever. All I was trying to say is, let's just let the games go. Move on to the future of Sonic. How will it improve? The boost formula? Maybe some new formulas. The open zone. Let's look forward to all of that stuff instead of building up the past. The past has already been done. Let's move on to the future. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.